I'm very disturbed by what's going on right now. If you're listening on audio, you're missing out, or you're very happy that you're missing Craig just being off the rails. Alrighty, thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes postgame show. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey. Craig, he's still moving. Danielle, we have Raz here. It's a packed house tonight.
Here.
We were just live for the last 3 hours. We're live again to break it all down. How's everybody feeling about this one?
It's nice to see them have a sort of a wire-to-wire act there. They played pretty well. The San Jose Sharks, how do I put this? They stink.
Yeah, they won 2 out of the last 13. The team stinks.
Yeah,
we
terrible.
couldn't name 3 players before the game started, and that's no offense. If Logan Couture would have been in the lineup, I would have got 1. And that's how bad. Like, honestly, where's Nabokov?
Mark-Edouard
Classic.
Vlasic.
Yeah, so they had Pickles was still there for 2, but let's be honest. This team is trying to rebuild similar to Coyotes. But those names I just don't know. They're never on national TV. I don't know the team. The only time they were in this game, and that was in the second period, is when the Coyotes took 4 consecutive penalties, spent way too much in the box. But this game, I mean, it was a game. Check the box. It was one of the 82.
Well,
Good go for a win. I mean, we're positive because it was a win. No, they did a lot of things right. I was just surprised how bad that San Jose Shark team is. But Coyotes played well. I would like to see them do things better, though, Craig.
Yeah,
and that's where I got frustrated. And the top line I talked about in the watch along. And if I don't know why you didn't watch it. Because
it was a lot of fun.
And Chad, you're right. By the way, it is a CWP.
I wouldn't have to. Yeah, CWP birthday. But the first 2 periods, I talked about the top line of Schmaltz and Keller not getting and penetrating the inside, and they were just unable. A lot of nice fancy plays to the perimeter. Finally, in the third period, they were able to get to the inside. They had 2 shifts in a row, 4 shots on goal, and they get a goal. And you need to see more of that. And I don't know if it's Barrett Hayton not being there, but that line's got to do a better job of getting inside. And I know this year it's a lost year and it's over, so it doesn't really matter. But as the next year comes in, they've got to find a way, and whether that's finding a new number 1 center or Barrett Hayton healthy, they need to find somebody that can take up some of that space so they can get to the middle of the ice. Because when they do, they're incredibly effective. Like Keller's incredibly effective when he gets to the middle of the ice.
You know what concerned me about this game?
I don't know.
Nothing. Yeah. I checked out 10 games ago.
Okay, well, then I'll come with the
I do want to point this out,
okay.
though. I do want to point this out, though.
Not wrong.
We were talking about February, the 0-12-2 February that they had.
Yeah.
You know what their record would be without February? 33-27-3.
6 games over 500.
Yeah.
February
that
was
February
a cursed
really
month.
was painful.
But what they did tonight, they got to 71 points, which means they have eclipsed last season's
Wow.
point total. So there it is in 77.
So they're officially
5 games
better.
to go.
They're officially improved.
Officially, this team has improved year over year since Andre Tourigny has taken over.
There it is.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
That's a big day.
With the win today, the Coyotes swept the season series against the Sharks for the second time in franchise history, first time since 1997-98.
Is that true?
How's that for a nugget? Coming with the Nuggets
That's a long
early
time.
in the show. How about it?
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Not for us, really.
No, yeah,
We
not for
remember
us.
it vividly.
It was before Raz was born.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I was born.
depressing.
I was born. I will say that. All right. Well, let's take a look at the numbers in this one. Presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union. Named by Forbes. Shots on goal. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll read all the stats and then we'll talk about it. 27 for the Coyotes and the Sharks. Coyotes were 1 for 3 on the power play. Sharks were 1 for 6. The Coyotes took a million penalties in this game. It felt like face-offs pretty equal, and then shot attempts also pretty equal. Coyotes had 52. Sharks had 51.
Shouldn't they put saves up there instead? Wasn't that a key number tonight? For some of us, anyway.
I gotta say, listen, again, if you watch the watch along, you know we did some prize picks before the game. We got 2 of them. Dylan Guenther more than 1.5 shots. Keller more than half a point. And the last one was Mackenzie Blackwood more than 24.5 saves. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen because David Quinn pulled Mackenzie Blackwood with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. David Quinn owes me $10. Actually, David Quinn owes me $20.
Exactly.
That I would have won because I know it would have happened. Who pulls the goalie with 4.5 minutes left? And guess what? It didn't work.
Yeah,
the Coyotes scored on the empty net, and everybody lost. So I have beef with David Quinn.
Yeah, and you said it well. And I'm again. Prize Picks put us on the edge of our seat for those shots on goal. But it's not just David Quinn's fault. This team doesn't deliver enough pucks to the net. And it's something, again, we talk about what they need to do, little things that they need to do now that will help prepare them for next year when they're starting, again, wanting to improve on another season. We've talked about their inability to shoot at the mullet. We want everybody to yell shoot. I thought there were times, again, where they're passing up opportunities to get pucks to the net. Either A, to look for that perfect pass, or B, they're not in a position to shoot. You're not getting to the interior. So both of those things I would say for that. There were times in this game, I thought, though, Leah, that other than the power plays, if they could have played 5-on-5, I thought they were the much superior team, and they looked quick at times. And when the Coyotes look fast, they're a better hockey team.
David Quinn wants to know if you want Zelle, Venmo, or PayPal.
Yeah, I don't
David
think $10
Quinn,
is probably going to hurt much.
We'll chat after the show.
Okay.
And going back to the shots on goal thing, maybe they would have had more shots on goal if they didn't take so many penalties and weren't on the penalty kill half the game. So I have beef with the Coyotes too, even though they won 5-2. But anywho, this was a game that had a few candidates for Desert Dog, unlike a lot of games where there are no candidates for Desert Dog. There were 3 players with 2-point nights, Crouse, Keller, and Schmaltz, but because this guy has struggled to score and it feels like he's found his touch at the end of the season, Lawson Crouse has that Desert Dog in him. 1 goal, 1 assist. I love this photo that Danielle
about the decision.
Yeah, that Danielle took at the last game.
Great.
Such a good photo. So congrats.
Use that for my feature instead.
So congrats to Lawson Crouse, who broke his scoring drought recently and is finding his way with his 22nd goal of the season tonight.
Yeah, one of the things that I think we saw that maybe have been a lull of in his success is he gets paired with Michelli on the second power play. And I think he really, really, really misses Matias Michelli on his line.
Go to the high slot and Michelli's going to find him.
Yeah, and it was different than, I know he went on a little bit of a cold streak even with Michelli on his line, but since Michelli has left his line, he's playing with Cooley and Guenther. He just doesn't get the puck enough. There's only 1 puck on the ice, and it turns out Cooley and Guenther want it.
Yeah.
So Crouse isn't going to get it as often.
Dylan Guenther likes to shoot too.
Yeah, he does.
Dylan Guenther,
he should shoot.
Yeah, and so that's it. And that's one of the reasons you're seeing his numbers go down. So it's great to see him get this last end of the season surge. He's at 22 now, and he predicted 30. And if not for a couple of those lulls in the middle of the season, he clearly would have got that. So back-to-back 20 goals seasons for Lawson Crouse.
3 in a row, yeah.
Is it 3?
3.
Good for him.
Thank God we have a math guy on here.
Let's give out some more flowers.
Don't call me that.
We talked about Dylan Guenther already. He scored his 14th of the season. His shot is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. He has this. Not everybody shoots the puck like he does, and we're so lucky to have him. And the fact that he has 14 goals in the short time that he's been on this roster, it makes me excited to see what he can do for a full season here, a full season of 82 games. So, Dylan Guenther getting it done, keeps getting it done for the Coyotes.
We got a super chat.
We'll get there.
Look at that.
And Liam O'Brien, I also want to give him some flowers because he scored his 4th of the season, which is a career high in goals for him in a single season. So congrats. And there's a lot of love for Kerfoot in the chat, so we'll give him flowers too because Kerfoot has the 2nd highest point total of his career. Or did he pass it?
He passed it.
So
this is the 2nd highest. Yeah, he was tied with it, so he's passed it.
Okay, so highest.
Yeah. 2nd highest. No,
2nd highest. Yeah. Still the 2nd highest.
Still
okay.
2nd highest. I think 51 is his career high.
Okay.
Probably not going to get there, but
yeah, but still
close.
Great to do it on this Arizona Coyotes team. Congrats to Alex Kerfoot. So, did I miss anyone on the flower? Nick Bugstad? Any flowers for him?
Always. There are always flowers for Minnesota native Nick Bugstad, who is a +2. Valmaki's a +3.
Yeah.
Tonight, and I'm harsh on Schmaltz and Keller quite often because we talk about them getting 2 points and being -3 tonight. They're both +2 and didn't have any problems on the defensive side of the ice tonight. So good on them.
Clayton Keller, too, scores his 33rd of the season and extends his point streak to 11 games, which is super impressive. Coming into tonight, he was tied for the longest active point streak in the NHL at 10 games, so obviously continues that on tonight. So great to see Keller on this push toward the end again. I don't think he's quite going to get where he was last season, tying Keith Tkachuk's record, but glad to see him, make it interesting.
I want to, one more thing, talking about Nick Bjugstad, because I know he's from Minnesota. He was 9-3 in the faceoff circle for 75%. 75% in the faceoff circle when you're taking more than two. Like sometimes,
Which AHL guy was he facing off against?
That's fair. But you look at McBain. McBain was 3-11 for 21%. Logan Cooley is 1 win, 6 losses for 14%. Combined, they won 4 faceoffs. Those two
youngins have got some work to do.
And so I think it's one of the things you got to talk looking to the future. And we talked about Bedard's at 38% for the year, and Cooley's just at similar 38, 39%. These guys got to spend time on their faceoffs over the summer. Cooley's got to get stronger. McBain, it's not about strength with McBain. It's about technique and experience. And he's just going to have, the only way to get experience is taking more draws. Like this team can't be without the puck all the time. And I know I don't rely on a faceoff stat as much as other people do, but you got to win draws. You can't be 14%. You never have the puck. So I hope that that's something that they continue to build on and grow with as they continue to play more games in the National Hockey League.
Andrew in the chat said, my first Yotes game I went to live. That was a lot of fun. That's awesome, Andrew.
Went to the game at the Shark Tank?
That's awesome.
Beautiful weather
Andrew, let us know. First of all, let us know how many people you actually thought were in the building, if you think there were 11,000. And then number 2, what are your thoughts on the Shark Tank? Because Petey and Craig, it's not their favorite building.
Pretty mid.
And I believe...
But the experience is fun.
I mean, going to a live
NHL game
is fun.
It's great. And a beautiful sunny day like that?
Sure.
What's better?
Lots of places right around the Shark Tank too.
Love it
to go.
Love it. Yeah, I do. I've had a few cocktails on that street right near.
I didn't know if you were being sarcastic.
No, I'm sorry, I was.
That downtown area is fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, and Nolan has a nice little bar called Britannica, which in walking distance might have been there once or twice. Yep, there's several taverns I've frequented on the little area.
Oh, there you go. I think a few of our diehards were at the game as well. Brian and Kate making a little road trip. Yeah, they were there.
Yep. Oh, nice.
So they were there. They were also in our Discord tonight. And our Discord's always popping off during games. It's a great place to be. It's a great place to talk hockey. We're in there. The 3 of us are in there every single day. You can chat with us directly. One of the many perks to becoming a diehard is access to our Discord, access to diehard-only content on the website that Craig writes. We also do diehard-only stuff in the Discord, like intermissions, which Petey did an intermission thing on YouTube today.
There's a live one.
That's a little sneak preview of what we have to offer in the intermissions for diehards only a lot of the other times as well. So many perks, 20% off events, 20% off on merchandise as well, free shirt or hat when you sign up. So become a diehard today. Go phnx.com/diehards and make sure you check out gophnx.com/events to RSVP for our upcoming events, including our meetup on April 20th in Tucson at Illegal Pete's.
So pumped for that one.
So excited for that one. I saw earlier in the chat that someone said, even though I was lamenting about...
Petey, look, we got cut out of the photo again.
And somehow I made it. I promise I didn't make this graphic.
Molly always is in the photos. It's interesting.
I didn't make
Molly wants to be sure, Kelly's daughter on the far right, that she does not have purple hair. That was a light that was coming through in the tavern. She does not have purple hair.
I don't know if I buy that.
I know. I don't know if Kelly's a purple hair mom or not. I'd say no.
Well,
probably not. That's true.
Petey actually won our company bracket challenge for the women's tournament. I came in second place. Very stoked about that. And you have to best believe there was a lot of betting going on over at BetMGM. We have the men's championship game tomorrow. I will for sure be taking some action on that over at BetMGM, especially if, it's 2 teams you don't really have any care for, like if rooting interest, bet on it. Make it more exciting for yourself over at BetMGM. And if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you use the bonus code PHNX when you do place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app for at least $10, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if the bet loses. Check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Bonus bets expire in 7 days. One new customer offer only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
And at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, no one does it better. As a matter of fact, the entire Suns crew, am I right, Leah? are out there right now doing a post-game show live at Gila River Resorts and Casinos at the Wild Horse Pass. Unfortunately, they're talking about a Suns loss, and we're talking about a Coyotes win, so you should be watching us first before you tune to them. But at Wild Horse Pass, Gila River, literally no one does it better than they do. Unprecedented level of entertainment and excitement that you won't find anywhere else in the desert. State-of-the-art gaming floor with slot machines, blackjack tables, live table games, and Arizona's largest casino sportsbook. And we talk about staycations. This is the place to go for a staycation, and you got to do it now. It's going to get hotter, and I guess you can hang out by the pool then. But you don't, honestly, Craig, you don't even have to play the table games. Hang out at the pool, get a cocktail, go to dinner, rooftop fancy dining, or like me, that's where you'd go bougie. I'd go to the food court, which you and I have done at Wild Horse Pass Casinos.
Are you kidding? You'd stay in your room and get room service.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah. But you know where else I would go? I can't wait. I'm going to go this summer. After the hockey season's over, I'm going to go to the theater at the Wild Horse Pass Casinos coming up this month still. Dwight Yoakam, Wiz Khalifa, Clint Black are all coming, and you're never more than 75 feet away from any of those artists at the theater at Wild Horse Pass Casinos. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playathila.com for much more details.
Karen McKenzie would like to clarify that she does not have a purple face.
Yeah, because Karen was directly in front of Molly.
I don't know, Karen. Based on what we saw, it looks purple. Yeah.
By the way, Andrew reports back that it felt like less than 11K, more like 2K ?
Yeah, it looked really thin there. But again, it's a Sunday afternoon and beautiful weather, and some of the people, when you're in these Sunbelt teams, when it's really nice and your team sucks,
yeah, I don't think people get that part of it when they're talking about,
there's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do in other cities.
And no offense to Winnipeg and Ottawa, but buddies, sometimes it's cold there, and there's only one thing to do. It's 75 degrees and sunny in the middle of winter here.
Does have beaver tails though, so I'll give them that. Ottawa.
Do they?
I love beaver tails. And then Mark said, "Are the rest of the league's fans screaming about how San Jose can't support hockey and the team needs to be relocated?" Nope. I roll. Yeah,
Hasn't said it yet.
Tough world out there on hockey Twitterverse.
Don't cross the streams.
Okay, well, let's take a look at a few of the super chats that have come through since we started. John sent us a super chat. Kemper jersey will now be the rally jersey, and you know what I don't see a lot of? Just throwing the puck haphazardly into the center of the ice to no one, resulting in a breakout. Petey's favorite thing.
Yeah, I don't like that, John.
Oh, he gave us a second one.
And then John sent another super chat. Kerfy had 2 assists.
He did.
I yelled it because it was in all caps. Yes, he did.
Is that what that means when you type in all caps?
And unlike Petey,
what?
Kerfy did go to Harvard.
He did.
True.
He did.
If you know, you know.
He did.
And then Keel sent us a $2 super chat with no message, and then followed up with a message. I'll be in attendance in Edmonton. LFG
Keel's going to
Yotes.
Edmonton?
That's going to be awesome, Keel.
Is
Report
Keel
back.
from Edmonton?
Report back. Let us know.
If he's not from Edmonton, I have a recommendation pregame. Can I give him a recommendation pregame? And it depends. I don't know how bougie Keel is. Because if you're not bougie, Keel, Sherlock Holmes pub blocks from where the Edmonton Oilers play downtown. Sherlock Holmes pub. I ate there and I had a steak sandwich with a cold beer. I don't know how many. I always, I order the same thing every year. Stop at Sherlock Holmes. They'd be glad to see you.
There you go.
That was it. That was my pitch for Edmonton. Beautiful arena. Better than the Shark Tank.
Max tomorrow, by the way.
Better than Shark Tank. Have you been? The Edmonton Oilers rink is beautiful.
It is. It's amazing.
Man, that's a nice building. You been there, Raz? Oh,
Raz
buddy, it's a
palace.
Yeah. Have you been to the game? The one in Calgary? That's not a palace.
Saddle Dome.
Maybe that's why you're a Canucks fan.
The what? City is better.
Oh,
the arena. Questionable. City is better. That's a good city.
Yeah,
I'm a Calgary
Edmonton.
fan.
By the way, if you're not if Canadian geography isn't drilled in your mind, go look at a map and see how far north Edmonton is. It will shock you.
It's the farthest north NHL city, without a doubt. Yep.
And then Dozo in our chat said, Sharks fans got spoiled from years and years of fantastic hockey. Now they have just a few years of being terrible and they don't attend, but we're a bad fan base. So
no, but it's true.
It
is true. You got to look at some of those teams that franchise has had over the years, and then they're going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Like they were in the Western Conference Finals on how many years? Like that's Craig. We wish we had the playoff teams and success that the San Jose Sharks have had. So we mock them only because we're a little bit jealous of their playoff success.
Yes.
Are we going to address some of these questions now or later? Or?
No, we can do it now.
Okay. I just saw the one that says, when does the 24-25 season come out?
It's usually the week of the draft, right?
Yeah. So that'll come out. Somebody asked me for the date of the lottery, and right now it sounds like it's going to be May 6th or 7th. We don't know the exact date. There was another question. There it is.
From Mark.
Nate Smith.
How is the development of Nate Smith going? When GMBA traded for him, I thought he had a chance to stay on the Coyotes.
Not there.
Soon.
He's not there yet. I don't know what to say about that one. Yeah, that one, I don't think that one has come along like they expected. I mean, he's not, they got Jack McBain around the same time, and McBain obviously cemented an NHL roster spot immediately. Nate Smith is, right now, Petey, I don't know if this is fair, if you agree with me, but he feels like a guy who's up and down between the AHL and the NHL. I don't know if he's progressed beyond that point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's clearly not ready to be an everyday NHL player. And to be honest, it's hard. And we talk about these prospects and draft picks. And you got to remember this. There's only four centers, 12 forwards on the National Hockey League roster, and it's hard to break in. It is hard to get in there. It really, really is. So when those two came over, when McBain and Smith came over at the same time, you go, okay, here they come. But McBain's different player, brings a different skill set. He's a big body, gets the net, can fight. Nathan Smith doesn't play that way.
No.
They have Nathan Smith.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's not over by any stretch. It's not over. The development's still ongoing and continuing, and we'll see how he does in the playoffs in meaningful games. And then, you know what? He's got to have a good summer.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Tucson a little later as well. By the way, Keel follows up, not from Edmonton. I get to drive 8 hours from Regina, Saskatchewan. But thanks for the tip on Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it's a dumpy little pub, but it's my favorite place to go. Sorry to Sherlock Holmes. Like I'm pumping the things here. That's where I saw Stan from Newfoundland, by the way. I played guitar. It was Stan from Newfoundland. And I'll leave this with one other little tidbit. The story will never be told on air, ever. You guys have to remind me sometime after a few beers to tell the story of Sherlock Holmes, because of all of the road stories I've ever told, there are many people that say that was the craziest day for the NHL Arizona Coyotes staff, was a day spent at Sherlock Holmes in Edmonton. We started drinking at noon.
That's interesting because
we were there from noon to midnight.
Also a show that I will never tell on the air. The craziest thing that I ever witnessed as a media member covering the Coyotes occurred in Edmonton.
Did it really?
Yes, it did.
Did it happen at Sherlock Holmes?
It did not. Okay. It may have been walking back from Sherlock Holmes.
I think I know the story.
Because if you would have seen it, if you would have seen us at Sherlock Holmes, that would have been the craziest thing.
We're driving people crazy with this.
Sorry.
These teases that they'll never hear.
No, they'll never hear that.
Might be in the book.
They will never hear. No, this won't be in any book either.
By the way, thank you to everyone in the chat for updating us. Unfortunately, the Rangers have taken a 3-1 lead on the Canadiens with 13:32 to go, which is unfortunate. Luckily, the Senators stormed back and won in overtime against the Capitals. So it looks like the Coyotes are only jumping one team tonight, the Montreal Canadiens, but still putting the 5th overall pick or 5th overall position at time of draft lottery in jeopardy. Again, there's still 5 games to go, and against some tough opponents coming up this week.
That Eastern Conference wildcard race is crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
How is Pittsburgh back in it?
Yeah, because nobody wins.
Like,
Detroit and Washington have one win between them. They stink.
Yep.
Washington interrupted.
Islanders at 85, Red Wings at 84, Penguins 83, Capitals 83, Flyers 83. Flyers are like way out now. Like I thought the Flyers were definitely going to be in the playoffs. They just collapsed.
You just got to play 500.
Yeah.
If Detroit plays 500, they're in.
And the Sabres, again, had a chance. Every time the Sabres get sorry, Sean, to pause. Every time they get a chance to play that game where, wow, they could actually jump into the play, they lose.
I know.
They lost to Detroit today.
Tragic.
It's incredible the amount of teams losing here. Just incredible.
It's crazy what's happening out there. But let's take a look at the Coyotes' upcoming schedule, because I think there's a very good chance the Coyotes win some games. We can see the end. This is the last one.
Is that the last game?
Oh my God.
Wednesday night at 7.
The end,
beautiful
friend.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I love it.
So Seattle, in Seattle, Tuesday, in Vancouver, Wednesday, 7:30. Then it's Friday in Edmonton. That's Keel's game. Then it's Sunday in Raz's hometown, Calgary.
But not his hometown team for some reason.
Nope. And then the
We're
season
keep
finale
Raz about this.
at home. The Edmonton Oilers come to town for one last ride in the 2023-2024
So the Edmonton Oilers play the Coyotes
season.
2 out of their last 3 games in this season that are incredibly important for this team. They could jump over the Vancouver Canucks in this time with the Vancouver Canucks without Thatcher Demko in goal right now because he's hurt. The Edmonton Oilers have gained ground from a team that was dead and out of the water
3 points back with a game in hand.
Way out of this season, they were out of it. They could win the Pacific Division.
They could.
Are you out of your mind? Buddy, here's some irony, though. Because they're fighting to beat Vancouver to play who?
Maybe Vegas. Yep.
Can you imagine you do all that work and if you lose, you play LA? And no offense to LA, good team. They sure as hell ain't Vegas. So Edmonton climbs all the way back in to play Vegas first and play 4 more games before they go home. That'd be crazy. I'll say this.
You're calling a sweep, huh?
I do. Vegas is good. I know their goaltending's got to get solidified by then. I don't like the Vancouver Canucks matchup with Vegas at all.
Yeah, neither do
I like Vancouver over LA. I think Vancouver could beat a lot of teams in the Western Conference. I like Vancouver against teams like Colorado. I think Vancouver against Edmonton's even a decent matchup. I just don't like Vancouver playing Vegas right now. I don't want to play the Vegas Golden Knights in the first round of the playoffs. I think that's bad. So Edmonton, I guess the point of this, does Edmonton need to win those games? Or are they looking at the schedule going, oh shit, those are 2 more wins, we're going to jump over Vancouver? Like without Demko, that Vancouver team's just not the same. Demko, they're a powerhouse. He's having career save percentage and goals against average, his best career year ever. This is going to be a big deal. Huge points for Edmonton. They play the Coyotes twice. Tune in because those are huge points for Edmonton.
So it should be entertaining to end the Coyotes season. Earlier on our watch along, Craig was giving me a lot of shit about my food and heating it up. And I was talking about how I had a frozen pad thai from Trader Joe's. Well, this is the thing. Sometimes it's tough. Like this past week was one of those weeks too, where it's like you can't come up for air for how busy you are. And sometimes it's hard to find time to meal prep in those times. Like I really struggle with it. That's why I keep frozen things. But frozen things are never as good as the fresh things. And that's why I love Factor meal kits. I'm telling you, Factor meal kits are so good. First of all, they're fresh, never frozen. Every single one is ready in 2 minutes. And they are, like, I'm not just saying this, restaurant quality goods. Sometimes, like, you know, you associate a prepackaged meal with that frozen taste. These are not that. I swear, some of these meals are better than anything that I could possibly cook. And I'm not a terrible cook. Nope. I enjoy cooking. So if you are busy and need help prepping your meals, Factor offers a variety of selections. They can do high protein. They have vegetarian options. They have the chef's choice. You can customize your weekly meals with flexibility for your needs. That's what's so great about Factor. I love having them in my fridge at all times. It just gives me like a peace of mind that that's one less thing I have to think about in my routine. So you can try Factor. Head to factormeals.com/PHNX Yotes50 and use code PHNX Yotes50 to get 50% off.
How much?
50% off. That's PHNX
Crazy.
Yotes50 at factormeals.com/PHNX Yotes50 to get 50% off.
And then savings, take it, run right out now and buy lottery tickets. Play the Arizona Lottery's new ticket promotion called Arizona Adventure, and there are 3 ways to win. Tell you all the time. You scratch the tickets, featuring 3 iconic landscapes in Arizona. Then you check in at geolocated adventures with 10 destinations across the state. What does that mean? Download on your phone, log in. You can't download. You go to the website.
It's just a website.
Go to the website.
There's an app too, but you don't
azadventure.com.
have to.
Go to azadventure.com, log in, go to the places, and you're registered to win. That's it. There, you don't buy anything. You just go get outside. We call it bathing nature. Go do that now.
It is the weather right now is perfection.
Unbelievable. So go bathe in some nature and be part of this. azadventure.com for details. And the third way to win, take your ticket, enter online for a chance to win $1 million in cash and Arizona travel prizes. The Arizona Lottery is not just about playing games and winning prizes. It's also about giving back to the state and its communities. Visit azadventure.com for more information on how you can take an adventure for a chance to win $1 million in cash and Arizona travel prizes.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about the Tucson Roadrunners. We talked about Nathan Smith earlier. The Roadrunners are currently playing the San Jose Gulls. They are down 1-0 in the middle of the game, middle of the second period. The Roadrunners are 6-4 in their last 10 games. They're in third place in the Pacific. They had a big win over San Diego last night. Obviously, Josh Doan is here. Dylan Guenther is here. They're without those guys right now, but Craig, I know you wanted to highlight
it's such a big game for them. They've had a lot of success against San Diego recently. You get a win in this game, you can really open up some room with so little time left. And Abbotsford's already lost. You start to look at the gap in their goal of trying to secure home ice advantage. Find a way to rally tonight and win this game in San Diego. They come home after this. They're going to have a couple of key games against Calgary, but they're if they can find a way to get this last game in San Diego, in spite of all the players that pulled up out of their lineup in recent weeks, Tucson could secure home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs, which would be just a remarkable accomplishment for this team. When you look down there, Petey, and especially with Dylan Guenther and Josh Doan off the roster, they don't have star power. You look at this roster, you're like, we know these guys are going to be coming through the AHL in the next couple seasons, but they don't have it right now. It's just such a credit to this entire group that they're actually in this situation right now where they're talking about home ice in the first round, maybe even in the second, if they can secure a couple more wins. It's a really good story, and I'm really excited to go down there for the season finale and dive into this a little bit more.
Yeah, you look at their leading scorer. Josh Doaney's been here for a few weeks now. That hurts them. Dylan Guenther played 29 games there. He's still top 10 in scoring. Yeah. So it just shows you when you look at that star power has been gone, and you've got other guys that got to carry the mail down there. Their goaltender has been very good. You want to see this team succeed and get to the playoffs because you know they're going to get a little shot in the arm that some of these other teams won't get. So they're going to. Some teams will get help, but some teams won't because they need those players in the National Hockey League pushing for the Stanley Cup. This is important. I think it's important for the franchise. I think it's important that they have success down there.
I agree.
And I feel for what Steve Potvin. He doesn't, by the way.
No,
Steve Potvin never is negative about any of this.
Yeah,
he's happy to see his players
shining in his world. It's
unbelievable,
amazing, right?
It's his players make it up to the NHL, and he's so happy for those players. And he goes, "Well, I'll just play who we have today." And literally, that's how he approaches this. But you have to feel for a guy like that he's seen this roster just jumbled consistently, day to day to day, whether it's injuries or call-ups. So I really want to see him have success too, and that coaching staff. So I'm really rooting for the Tucson Roadrunners. So now, if you want to start dialing into playoff hockey, turn your eyes down south because I hope they have a long playoff run.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be fun for us to follow along too, especially with the Coyotes not in the playoffs. Speaking of future prospects, Dmitry Simashev and Daniil Boot are just one win away from the, what is it?
Gagarin. Do you know who Yuri Gagarin is, guys?
I do not.
He's the first human in outer space.
Really?
Yeah, that's why they named the cup after.
Wow, the Gagarin Cup final. So
there you go.
Great experience for them to make a deep run in the playoffs in the KHL.
For Locomotive, that's why I wore the hat.
Somebody
today.
asked about when you got that hat.
Oh, boy. Well, Ilya Labushkin was still here. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
He played for him, of course.
Yeah.
And then the KHL just started sending me hats. It was weird.
Wait, actually?
Actually started sending me hats. I ordered...
How do they know where you live?
That's
well, I mean, I ordered one from the KHL store, right?
No.
You guys know I have the torpedo hat, right, with the buck on it. And then hats started arriving from the KHL. It was weird. Like I didn't order them, didn't pay for them.
That's disturbing.
I don't know if they found out I was
a
a hockey writer and decided, let's get this guy to wear our hats, or if somebody's watching.
Have you checked him for
bugs?
Bugs? They're listening right now.
Listening.
Wow.
Yeah, could be.
There you go.
That was a weird story.
And I want to give a shout out as well to the 14U Tier 2 Junior Coyotes for winning the USA Hockey National Tournament Championship. So great to see an Arizona team have success in a tournament like that.
Yeah, the U18s also made it to the semifinals, coached by Derek Morris and Steve Sullivan.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Semis, so it's a good run for the Junior Coyotes, yeah.
That's awesome. We saw them leaving in their bus in front of the ice stand last week.
Oh, and by the way, I have a little tidbit from that which I wanted to share and I forgot. So that day that we saw the kids getting on the bus, it was Coyotes picture day. So they're on the Doan rink, which they're not usually on. And the kids were all walking in there and they were like, is that the Coyotes? I said, no, it's not the Coyotes. And then like, I see Josh Doan. And it was really cute to me that it was like, I see Josh Doan.
Yeah.
Like that was the guy.
Their relation.
That was the guy that they saw to like, oh, it's the Coyotes because there's Josh Doan. And I just like, I don't know. I just had this moment.
Because that was them. That's them.
And these kids, like these are the young kids. This is the next generation of hockey fans. And I don't know. And then one kid said, I see Liam O'Brien. So there you go.
Yep, there you go.
Josh Doan and Liam O'Brien, the faces of the Arizona Coyotes to the Valley's Utes. Oh my gosh, there you go.
Utes, right there.
By the way, one set of flowers I forgot to give out. JJ Mosier played in his 200th career game today. So congrats.
Many more to go.
JJ Mosier. We also have a few more questions in the chat that I want to make sure we get to. Dozo said, any chance we see Zuber get a shot if Dermott is injured?
I guess if they need to fill a roster slot. That's
interesting to see what direction they would go.
Yeah,
with calling up a defense.
I've been waiting for Ratu to come up as well, but maybe you don't now with this team on the road and only one more game left and Tucson in a playoff battle. Maybe that doesn't happen.
Yeah, we thought there'd be more of a revolving door there, but I also think that injuries played a part of that too. There's no extras. You don't. This is going to be an emergency call up if Dermott can't play, so they actually won't burn one of their call ups. But it's, I tell you this, and this. Logistically, getting a player to Edmonton and Calgary is a lot different than getting him to LA. or getting them here, like to Phoenix. So it's much more difficult. So we'll see. I guess we'll find out sometime tomorrow where Dermott's at before they play. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody on the way right now. Yeah.
By the way,
because you want to get them in Seattle on this side of the border before they cross.
Montreal scored, so it's 3-2.
Okay.
So never say never.
It's not over yet.
And apparently there was a goalie fight in the Blues Ducks game, so seems like things. I
like Gibson in that one. If Gibson was playing,
if you call up someone. I don't know if it's Zuber. Maybe a guy like Cam Crotty again. Does he?
Yeah,
get
probably Cam Crotty again.
Okay. Yeah.
Like Gibson.
In the fight, Binnington's just he's nut bar, but Gibby's got a little more weight on him, I think.
Boy.
You're right. Binnington's nut job. He's crazy.
He is nuts.
It's crazy.
Oh boy.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the punch card to wrap this one up. I cannot believe how few games are left to play in the season. Wow. Game 77 in the books. 5 games to go. We can see the end in sight. Less than 2 weeks left.
You see that one on the bottom?
The Coyote season.
Yeah, why would you do that? We need to get the guy from Harvard in here. Why would you do that? Just go 10s. But if you would have been 10, there'd be 2 left over. Then fine with that.
Yeah.
It's
just
10s.
don't like the single.
Because there's 10s.
Yeah, that one is kind of annoying.
The one bothers me.
Yeah.
Because why would you do rows of 9? Why would you do 8 rows of 10 with 2 left over? Because I did a lot of things with 82 when I was there, and I always did it with symmetry. It was always 10s. It was always.
You know
10s.
what comes in 10s? The $200 you get when you sign up for a Desert Financial Credit Union checking account.
That was it's a stretch, but it was good.
It does. I mean,
it does come in 10s.
It does come in 10s.
You can probably get it in 20s.
If you want to be like Craig,
bars of gold,
like bougie Craig, and bank at Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's largest, most trusted credit union. They have checking accounts, savings accounts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, investment options, and more. They have locations all over the valley. They have a great app, which is essential in today's day and age. And of course, when you open the free checking account online, you get $200 in bonuses. Who couldn't use an extra $200 right now? Get started by visiting desertfinancial.com/200.
And then, you know what you do? We talk about she tells you how to save money and get money. I tell you how to spend it. Go to Game Time. Game Time is now, because baseball season is full swing. This team made it to the World Series, I heard. Danielle told me. Game Time is now an authorized ticket marketplace for Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer you wait to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying Major League Baseball tickets. I should know. I buy them. My son just bought Diamondback tickets last week. In the middle of the afternoon, he should be working. Don't tell his employer I said that, but I think he called in sick and went to a baseball game. I think that's okay for 20-year-olds. You can do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and there's so many things. They got flash deals. So when you open the app, you see flash deals. You're waiting for a particular price. Wait for those flash deals. Hit that. Zone deals. Let them pick the ticket for you. You pick, I'm going to be in section 101, and they'll pick the ticket for you that's the best pricing. They got all-in pricing that shows you all of no surprise fees at checkout. Seat views, which is Leah's favorite thing. You can see from the seat where you're going to see at that concert event.
It's a really helpful.
Unbelievable. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. My friend from Vancouver just came in, was here for the Vancouver Canucks game. He said, where do I get tickets? I said, Game Time, use PHNX, and he did.
Amazing.
So it's actually a thing. It's not just we use it.
We all use it, yeah.
Hunter Drew just tied it up for the Roadrunners,
Let's
by the way.
go.
There you go.
LFG.
Go Roadrunners. I'm really excited for them. I know Craig's like, I'm excited to go to see the game there for a lot of reasons. We still have a lot of friends down there. We're going to see and visit with a lot of people. The show board side down there by the rink is electric. The last time we did a show from there, we had 2 players as guests, and they were
Matthias Machelli
and Michael Carco.
And they're both Coyotes now, so I mean,
heard of them?
So whoever we have on the show,
just letting you know.
So you guys should be battling Adrian Denny down there, their PR guy, to get on that PHNX show.
Yeah,
it's a fun time. Donuts will be had again.
Oh,
yeah. Danielle, are you making the trip down to Tucson?
Yeah. Oh,
bless you. Sorry, you caught me at the worst possible time.
She's been sitting there for 7.5 hours and she sneezed once, and it was now.
Right as you wanted to get over to me. Yes, I think I am making the trip.
So have you been to a Tucson Roadrunner game?
I have not.
So bring your camera, because you're going to take pictures of that as well. But you need to take a break, because everybody we've ever brought there has to get indoctrinated
Yep.
into the mini donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there is no doubt. I don't care if you even like mini donuts. You're eating the mini donuts. They're absolutely life-changing.
They are.
When are you guys getting down there?
I don't know, buddy.
It's too far away.
It's weeks away.
Yeah, I'm just
If it
saying.
was tomorrow, I
I'm
wouldn't know when
just
I'm
letting
leaving.
you know I'm not driving with you.
You're going the day before.
Yeah.
Did you say you needed a ride back from there?
No, that's Vegas.
No,
Right
that's
back
because the
I
Arizona
heard
State Land Department decided to schedule
I did
the
hear
auction
somewhere
the day
that,
before the
that Craig
NHL
needed a
draft.
ride back from somewhere, and I
I
thought
may
it
be
was
driving
Tucson.
up.
I
No,
couldn't
it's
get that.
Vegas.
I got another offer for someone to drive me up.
Oh boy.
I know.
All right.
Down to Vegas?
To Vegas.
You got a ride?
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, it's bougie. Somebody that's going to be at the land auction?
Yeah.
Yeah, figures.
Yeah, covering big news.
Yeah.
While
Wow.
you guys are doing whatever you're doing.
We will probably
Food
be
tour
drunk.
or something.
Yeah.
There's a good chance we're probably drunk at the. I know
Mhm.
it's 11 in the morning, but it's Vegas.
We'll be drinking
For
for
sure.
sure. To get through that.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of that, you're supposed to help get us rooms and stuff, so get on that.
All right. Let's wrap up. Any final thoughts on the game that we only spent like 10 minutes?
Craig can go
talking
first.
No.
Okay, I'll go
Petey.
second. I think there was some good things for this team again. I think they got to stay out of the box. I think with the last 5 games, I know you got to get those good habits. They got to stay out of the box. It was a good road game. I want to see in Seattle. They're going to have to stay out of the box because in Seattle. Seattle's a better team than San Jose. They're going to have to get more shots on net, and they're going to have to find a way to get to the interior more than they did against San Jose. I think they played good enough to win today. I think there were some bright spots there. I think the Keller streak, staying alive, is just fun to watch. I want to keep an eye on that as they get into Seattle. But they're going to have to play better hockey against Seattle Kraken if they want to come out of there with a win.
There you have it. Well, everybody, thanks so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. It really means a lot to us, and it would mean a ton if you hit the like button on this video as well. And be sure to subscribe to PHNX Sports on YouTube so you never miss when we go live. You never miss stuff like we did today with our watch along. That was a ton of fun. Thanks again for tuning into that if you were able to make it. And also, we have tons of extra content on our YouTube channel as well. And be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you prefer listening rather than watching, that's fine too. We also have weekly audio-only episodes dropping where you can only get them wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure you check that out as well. You can follow us on Twitter at SPetersHockey, at Leah Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan, at Abrica Danielle. And you can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. We will be off tomorrow and then back at it for the 1,000 games in a short period of time this week. But until then, enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Enjoy the national championship tomorrow. And we will see you all on Tuesday.
We all silly like the mayor.